What's up? Okay. Good morning.
All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the Shopify Masterclass webinar. If you're excited to make this work and you're excited to start your own Shopify empire and leave your job behind you and start earning a ton of passive income from home, I want you to do me a favor right now. Send a message to the chat that you see on your screen right now that says the word yes. I promise you, this is going to be one of, if not the best webinar that you've ever seen on Shopify. I'm going to guarantee you that right now. We're going to learn exactly how I was able to travel the world while earning a six-figure income selling on Shopify. And I'm checking right now, and we do have basically a completely full house on the webinar today. So I'm going to promise you guys one thing. I'm going to do my absolute best to add a massive amount of value for every single person here. So final kind of housekeeping stuff, just so I can deliver the most valuable information to you guys. My assistant Katie is going to be helping out during this webinar, so I want everybody right now, shoot her a message, give her some love, tell her where in the world that you're coming in from, right? Where in the world are you watching this training from right now? And I do see some people already responding. I see London, Chicago, Las Vegas, Sydney, Toronto. We got some Canadians in the house. We got some Australians from the USA, right? Singapore, it looks like. And Katie is going to be here in the entire webinar to answer all of your questions, right? No matter what your question is, we are here for you to answer it. But for the tough questions, right, related to Shopify, you might have to save those for me for after the training or for inside of our private family group. So what are you going to learn? You are going to learn how Jeffrey went from nothing, right, from a complete beginner to making over $100,000 in a single year, right? Six figures, Kevin David, it has been done. I was so proud of Jeffrey because he started from nothing, right, like all of my students do, from no experience to creating $100,364.10, I guess from January 1st to November 21st of his store. And then Nick, right, we look at Nick. It's been super hard and frustrating for me to learn all this stuff, but don't give up, guys. I'm not trying to brag about by any means. He made over $98,000 in a single month from nothing, right, from a complete beginner. These aren't people who have years of experience. These are people who learned everything about how to sell on Shopify from this training, right? That is the power of what you are about to learn. Or Joshua, right? Josh actually went from nothing to making over $190,000 in a single month. And you can see that he's only 19 years old, right? And that's only like the 20th or the 18th of the month. So he still has a lot of months to go, right? So you can see that he's just destroying it. And if you want to be like Jeffrey and Nick and Joshua and make these types of crazy numbers, that is what you are going to learn on this training. So the goal of this training is to show you guys that it's possible, right? That it's possible to create a full-time income selling on Shopify. So really, who is this for, right? This is for people who are serious about creating a long-term business the right way, automated, scalable, and learning about automated and scalable, right? Because you can work at Pizza Hut. You can trade an hour of your life for $20 or $30, right? Or you can spend an hour of your life putting in place infrastructure, automated systems that are going to earn you money and get you sales exactly how Shopify does. Whether you're sleeping, whether you're sailing, whether you're backpacking through Europe or Asia, it does not matter. The point of creating passive income is setting up things and systems and infrastructure on the back end and that are in place to be able to scale and in an automated way so that you can do the things that you want to do, right? The important things in life, like spending more time with your friends, family, loved ones, traveling the world, right? The important things. So if you're willing to learn a new skill set and drastically increase your value to the market, and what I mean by that is once you learn skills like Shopify, right, creating your own e-commerce store, you're going to become so much more valuable by merit, right? They should not be promoted, but they are promoted because of politics, right? They're promoted because of bureaucratic. Sell products. If you're not selling products, if you are selling products and you're not selling products online the right way, you're probably already dead, right? As here. So who is this for? If you're a doer, not just a talker, right? If you're really ready to invest in yourself, because the realistic truth, guys, is probably not everyone who's currently watching this right now, watching the training with us right now, or less successful. But if you're not satisfied, this is for you. If you're not satisfied with the average, right, quote unquote, normal life, and you know that you deserve more, this training is going to be for you. Because my promise to you, during this training, I'm going to make you a believer. I'm going to prove to you that anyone, anywhere can start a full-scale e-commerce business and earn a full-time income doing it, right? And my promise to you guys is you don't need almost any upfront capital to do this. You need absolutely zero technical knowledge, right? I'm probably the worst person in the world with computers, and you need absolutely no prior experience to be able to do this. And I'm going to prove to you guys on this training that that is 100% true. And because Shopify has completely changed my life, I love more than anything changing other people's lives as well. So I want to give something back. If you stay until the end of the training today, right, training webinar, I use those words interchangeably, I'm going to show one of the products that I currently sell on Shopify that makes me $10,000 per month. So is that going to be exciting, guys? Are you excited to see a real product that we currently sell that's making us $10,000 per month? And I see a lot of people saying yes. And guys, keep this interactive, right? The training, the webinar, whatever you want to call it, is going to be more fun if people are involved. So send a chat, right? Katie's here for you guys. She's fired up. She loves answering your guys' questions. So make sure to give her all of your best ones, but save all the technical stuff for me. And so I want to fly through this so we can get to the training because, if you're here, most of you probably know who I am, but really, really quickly, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Kevin David. I'm the CEO and founder of multiple seven-figure e-commerce businesses, and I've made millions of dollars with Shopify. I'm a creator of one of the fastest growing YouTube channels and the largest Shopify community in the world, and I'm a mentor and I'm a coach to hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs from around the world who are crushing it with Shopify dropshipping. And my life goal is to free as many people from the corporate 9-to-5 drone life as possible. That is literally my purpose on this earth because it was not that long ago that I was working as an accountant, working 80 hours a week. I was depressed, I was anxious, and I was not looking forward to each day because I woke up and had to do the same thing every single day. I had to sit in a commute for hours a day. I had to listen to my boss. I had to do what they told me to do. I had to wear what they told me to wear. I had to sit in my cubicle like they told me to. I had to do a lot of these things that so many people do every day. And they do these things a lot of the time because they don't realize that there's another way, that there's a better way. And so finally, I woke up, I realized that it's possible to earn passive income using the internet and not be a victim of the 9-to-5 drone life where, they don't care about you, you're replaceable. All you're doing is exchanging your time, right, your life force on this earth for money, which in the most basic sense is literally exchanging your life for, your time, your energy, your time on this earth for money, and normally way too little money. And I hate talking about myself, but all you really need to know is I know what I'm freaking talking about, and I have 10,000 students to prove it, many of which are making a ton of money, and my life goal is to free as many people from the corporate 9-to-5 drone life as possible. So how do you know what is fake and what is real online? It's tough, right? But let me show you a couple of things that you absolutely cannot fake, right? So millions of views. You can see it right here on my Shopify videos on YouTube. That is not possible to fake. YouTube employs some of the smartest people in the world specifically to stop fake views. You see 26,000 views right here. You see 109,000 views. You see 164,000 views right here. 273,000 views. You see this guy 684,000 views just 11 months ago, right? So millions and millions of views, and one of the largest YouTube channels related to Shopify. Almost 250,000 people, right? 250,000 people, which is absolutely crazy. And let me show you something else that you can't fake. You can't fake 87,000 people inside of Shopify Ninjas, right? One of, if not the biggest Shopify community in the world, right? You can't fake over 50,000 people who went out and liked my page. So thank you guys all so much for that. And again, guys, I hate talking about myself. I literally just do it because I want to prove to you guys, prove to the people out there who are skeptical, right? Who think I'm some scammer or fake, right? That I really do know what I'm talking about, and I really have helped so many people actually get started on Shopify. So why is this opportunity actually different? Why is right now the best time to make a massive amount of money on Shopify? Part of the reason I started teaching Shopify was actually because everyone else out there is just putting out a lot of high-level, general-type things, and people really are reacting to the content that we're putting out, which is step-by-step tutorials. Nobody else was doing step-by-step tutorials. Everyone was doing PowerPoints, right? People are not looking for high-level. People are looking for step-by-step. People want to know exactly where to click. People want to know exactly what the best converting themes are, right? And people want to not have to waste their time figuring all of that out. And so that's what we did. We created the first ever step-by-step videos that actually go over my shoulder and show you guys exactly what to do to find hugely profitable winning products and how to build your Shopify stores 100% from scratch, even if you have absolutely zero experience. And that's what we're going to do today. But it is not all rainbows and unicorns, right? And my goal is to be realistic about Shopify and what it can do for you, because no matter what you do, there's some challenges you have to face along the way. And listen, anybody that ever told you that it was easy to get rich was probably selling you something and lying to you, because it's not easy getting rich. And that's why most people, when they reach the age of retirement, they can't retire, right? Most people will find themselves destitute financially by the age of 65, and there's obstacles that stand in the way, the path to your financial freedom. But if you're trying to make money online and you don't have Shopify and e-commerce backing you, it's infinitely harder to do that. It's infinitely harder to make money online, and it's crazy to even conceive of a way to make money online if you're not utilizing the benefits that Shopify provides, because you can swim upstream or you can swim downstream. It's your choice. But Shopify is the downstream, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every single year. And I'm here to help you cash in on it. I'm going to teach you how to find rock star products that no one else is finding. Because one of the biggest problems that people are kind of going through in the Shopify space right now is that everyone is using the same exact product research methods and software. And I'm going to show you guys during this training a little known piece of software, right? It's my hidden secret that I personally use to find most of, if not all of the profitable products that I sell on Amazon. I'm going to show you how to use that software to find amazing products to sell every single time. So we're going to talk about how to find home run products that are going to make you a ton of recurring passive income. But most importantly, we're going to talk about how to find products that no one else is finding. And I'm also going to show you guys exactly how you can start building a profitable dropshipping Shopify business starting today, right? We're not talking about a year from now. We're not talking about 2 years from now. We're talking about starting a profitable business on Shopify today and starting to earn passive income from Shopify in sometimes even 30 days or less. And I'm going to reveal how you can use influencers and Facebook ads to run low budget, high converting traffic to your store. So let's get into the training. What are we going to be covering? Secret number 1 is about finding the niches, finding the highly profitable niches and markets and types of products to sell that everyone else is ignoring right now. We're going to cover that in detail. We figured out some very, very slick ways to actually identify the new up-and-coming super profitable markets before other people do, and especially finding the ones that people are just ignoring. So let's talk about secret number 2. Secret number 2 is what I like to call the drop shipping dartboard. And this basically is how to strategically test a ton of different products until you find the one, right? All it takes, like I said, all it takes to completely change your life is just one winning product. If you find the right product and you scale your advertising, it can literally change your life. And let's talk about how that works. You're spending $10 a day on ads. Let's say that you get 2 or 3 sales, right? If you spend $10, you get 3 sales. If you spend $20, if you're doing it right and you're being creative with your custom audiences and lookalike audiences on Facebook, we're going to teach you all of that, right? If you're doing it right. If you spend $10 and get 3 sales, then if you spend $20, you get 6 sales, right? So the more you spend on ads, the more sales you get, and every single one of those sales gives you more and more profit. But what happens when you scale from $10 to $100, right? All of a sudden, you go from 3 sales a day at $10 to 30 sales a day at $100, and that is the power of Shopify. That is the power of scaling up your ad spend. So let's get to secret number 3. This is how to target irrationally passionate buyers. And irrationally is the word here, guys, because what we want to find people who care so much about what we're selling that they're going to buy it pretty much no matter what the cost is, and they're going to buy it pretty much no matter where they see it. And that's what we are going to be looking for, and that is what we're going to be teaching you exactly how to find. So I hope you guys are ready to make some serious cash with the easiest, best, and most profitable resource online to make money online, which is, of course, Shopify dropshipping. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, how much does it take to get started on Shopify, right? I can't afford it. And this is a very, very common obstacle that I hear all the time. Michaela, who's an amazing student success story, who started with us recently, money was a huge, huge deal for her. And it can be a challenge, right? But there's two things that you have to understand. You can make money or you can make excuses, but you have to pick one because you can't do both. You can either do one or you can do the other one. But Michaela didn't use an excuse. She didn't say, I don't have enough money. Michaela said, I'll figure out a way to get the money. She did get the money, and she completely changed her life, and she's now making many, many times her 9-to-5 salary, literally with her, quote-unquote side hustle, which was Shopify to get started, right? In time, out of the normal, right? That is not ordinary. That's extraordinary, but who wants to be ordinary? Am I right? And my point is, it's possible, right? And it's not the only time that I've seen this happening. This is not, this isn't winning the lottery. It's feasible. It actually has a possibility of occurring for you. And another common thing that I hear all the time is confusion and fear. And there's a lot of people that have misinformation related to Shopify as an opportunity. They say, Kevin, I'm in India, can I sell on Shopify? Or I'm in Europe or South America or Canada or Singapore or New Zealand or Australia. And, I've heard everything. And the good news is, guys, I have students from every corner of the planet who, currently source products from China directly to customers worldwide, and it literally does not matter where they live, which is the beauty of a worldwide economy. And lastly, the ultimate excuse, right? Fear. The number one killer of success and true financial freedom. And listen, you probably will at some point screw things up along the way. You will get things wrong. You will make really dumb, boneheaded decisions that you're later going to reflect on and say, oh my gosh, how did I ever do something so stupid? But unlike other business opportunities that exist out there where you have to walk a tightrope where one mistake kills you, right? Shopify is great because it's not a tightrope. You can screw up everything along the way and still do incredibly well, especially when you follow my blueprint that literally thousands of students have had success with, and the process is much simpler than you might think. And so I've made a ton of mistakes, right? I am not special. When I first started Shopify, I really didn't think I needed a mentor or a coach, and I wanted to kind of do everything myself. And thinking back, to where I started almost 2 years ago, I really would have done things incredibly differently. I didn't understand, how much testing I needed to do to find winning products. I wasn't properly utilizing the power of the Facebook pixel, right? I wasn't retargeting people who came to my site. I wasn't creating custom audiences correctly. I wasn't using, DPAs or dynamic product ads, which might sound complicated, but it's actually very easy to do when you know what you're doing. And I had no clue how to use email marketing and chatbots to close sales and to get returning customers, right? Because it's a beautiful thing when you're getting, 50% of your traffic or 50% of your sales from email marketing. And I know a lot of people who, aren't successful on Shopify, and they aren't even using email marketing. They're not even using chatbots, which are two of the main things that we teach that are immediate, quick wins for any Shopify store. But I've also done a few things right. And one of probably the most right thing that I've ever done was quit my corporate job. And that's kind of one of the biggest things that I attribute to my success, right? I kind of went all in on myself, creating the life that I always wanted to live. I learned the best product research strategies that helped me find winning products, right? I figured out how to target potential customers and drive unlimited traffic to my store. I figured out how to use Instagram influencers, which is an amazing tactic. And I drove over $1.5 million profit in just a few short months using Facebook ads and a simple sales funnel in my Shopify store. And I learned from the right people, right? No matter what the obstacle was, I refused to give up because it is hard at times being an entrepreneur, but meeting people, meeting my idols like Russell Brunson and like Gary Vaynerchuk, and having the chance to actually sit down and talk with them was an amazing, amazing thing that I'll never ever take, for granted. And so realistically, you have two choices. You have the hard way or you have the easy way. And the hard way is constantly searching the quote-unquote easiest, fastest way to make money, dabbling in all sorts of different money-making strategies and falling victim to what I like to call shiny object syndrome, right? Never actually having any real significant success with anything because you're always jumping from one thing to the next without actually devoting enough time to have real success. And so what is the easy way? The easy way is mimicking success. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? People have made this work. You have to use proven strategies and add your own creativity, your own experiences. Maybe you're an artist and you want to sell, arts and crafts gifts. Maybe you're a graphic artist and you want to, build your own made-to-order t-shirt store. Maybe you love wine and you know more about wine than anybody else, right? You can make a perfect wine connoisseur shop selling accessories or anything that comes along with being a wine lover. Guys, use proven methods. We don't have to completely reinvent this. There's ways that work and there's ways that don't. And you can just find home run products that require no guesswork just by plugging in our methods exactly verbatim from A to Z. And you can just follow along. You can just look right over my shoulder as I show you exactly how I've found real products that make me $10,000 per month or more. And I learned lessons the hard way. Again, I've wasted a ton of money. And the good part about that for you guys watching right now is my mistakes and my millions of dollars of wasted ad spend become your catapult to success. Again, use your mentor's experience so you don't have to repeat any of their mistakes. It's a beautiful thing. Use the strategies to immediately utilize the power of Shopify, right, to 10x your business. But it wasn't always great, right? Prior to becoming free, I was working 80 hours a week as an accountant, and not a lot of people know that about me, but I was sad, right? I was depressed. I don't like admitting it, but I really didn't like my life. I didn't like to admit it at that point. I don't like to admit it now, but I was at rock bottom, right? I was spending day after day after day and week after week sitting in the same corner cubicle next to the water cooler. I would listen to the same boss drone on forever and ever, talking about the same things, telling me about how I needed to improve my people skills and work harder. And I was thinking to myself, is this it, right? Is this my life? Is this literally how I'm going to spend the rest of my life? I needed to decide, right? I needed to have a moment of clarity, and that is when I decided that I was going to figure out something. And that is literally when I had an epiphany. I heard that people were making money selling stuff online, and I'd heard of Shopify, but I didn't have much money to get started at the time. I didn't realize that I could make way more selling on Shopify with no money to start than I could at my old 9-to-5 job sitting inside of my cubicle. And even better, right, I could do this quickly. So guys, you get paid before you have to buy your inventory. For people who don't know what Shopify dropshipping is, basically what it means is someone will buy a hoodie from you for $60, and only after they pay you that $60, you can buy that exact same hoodie from China, right, for $11.89. You see it right here on the screen. We sold it for $60 and we bought it for $11.89, right? Basically $12, and we get to keep everything, right? The difference minus any ad spend. So in this case, it'd be around $48 profit per hoodie sold, right? You keep the entire amount in between. And I know that sounds too good to be true, but it is true. We do it every single day. And the millennial generation is coming into, their prime spending years. You've seen it out there. Everyone's on their phones constantly now, constantly scrolling and browsing through e-commerce stores, using their mobile phones, or maybe their iPads or Android devices or laptops. There's never been a time where more eyes are consuming content and buying products from the internet. And this is automation literally out of the box. We're going to teach you exactly how to set up a fully functional e-commerce business. And for those of you who have, who've been around for a while, what it costs to set up an e-commerce business, with dynamic websites that read just for both mobile and desktop, that have payment gateways, that process payments, that collect email addresses, that have fully functional, mobile and desktop optimized discount codes and pop-ups, that would have been a minimum, right? A minimum cost to build that just a few years ago of probably $50,000. Just to get started, guys. And we're going to teach you how to do that same exact thing completely for free. So what is the secret to my success, right? Innovation. Being creative. Creative forms of product research, because people who don't use their creativity, they die, right? Some people know about makeup. I'm not going to ever go out and start a Shopify makeup store because I don't know anything about makeup. I don't know what makes makeup good. I don't know what makes makeup bad because I don't personally use makeup. But I do know a lot about, electronic music. I do know a lot about nature. I know a lot about traveling. And so I've used my own creativity, right? I've used my own innovation and my own experiences to do product research in ways that no one else is doing, right? And that no one else is talking about. And so what you can do is you can either keep up with the innovation, you can use the best and brightest software, right, to do product research, which we're going to show you how to do today, or you can die. And so the secret to my success, one of them, is innovating, right? Using my own creativity and my own experiences to always be on the innovative side of doing product research. Another secret to my success is what I like to call the problem, right? The problem is something that most people face when they're advertising their store. And what I like to, talk about for this particular example is that people aren't concentrating on the right thing, right? They're wasting their time. I've seen a lot of people out there, on YouTube, and people who aren't my students, right? People who are not yet my students, they're wasting their time. They're spending 2 months, 3 months trying to make their Shopify store perfect. They're, editing every final last little detail of their Shopify store. That is absolutely not what you should be focusing on if you want to create a successful Shopify business. What you should be actually focusing on to create a successful Shopify business is only a few things. Testing products until you find a winning product, right? Having a store that's at least feasible. And what I mean by that is a store that isn't broken, right? It doesn't look sketchy. It doesn't, make people not buy from you just because of how unprofessional it looks. It has to have a baseline, right? It has to look okay, but then after you make it look okay and make it look trustworthy, which is very, very easy to do, you can do it in a day. All you should focus on is testing products until you find a winner, and then testing your ad strategies and your ad campaigns until you find a scalable campaign so you can literally just spend more money on ads and print more profit that goes directly into your pocket. And a lot of people are spending their time on the wrong things. And then optimization, right? And what I mean by increasing cart value and getting returning customers is this. People that try to sell just one thing to their customers, they lose, right? The people who are winning are the people who increase their cart value. Somebody who sells $10 in their cart, somebody who sells $100 in their cart, who do you think is winning? And the way that we do this is we offer super related, right, horizontally related products. So if I have a camping store, for example, and I sell you a tent, you better believe that I'm also going to try to sell you a camping backpack and a camping stove. And so what we do is we group together super related products, and we have upsells and downsells. And by increasing our average cart value, we just literally put more profit directly into our pocket. And returning customers, we talked about before. People that don't understand how to utilize email marketing correctly and how to use messenger bots correctly are going to lose. And the people who understand how to use email and messenger bots correctly are the people who are going to win. And it's that simple. If you can reach your customers with a click of a button, sending out an email, you win. Because if you introduce another product and they bought from you before, they're much, much more likely, infinitely more likely to buy from you again. And then chatbots, right? Using artificial intelligence to communicate with customers and drive sales. And that might sound complicated, but it's not. You can literally set it up in an hour, and we're going to teach you exactly how to do that. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is DPAs, right? We talked about this before. I never skip any steps. One of the things that we use to be most successful on Shopify is something called DPAs, or Dynamic Product Ads. And what this does, guys, let's say that you have 4 different pairs of shoes on your site, right? And you can see there's 4 different shoes right here. If you have 4 different shoes on your site, then what you want to be able to do is retarget anyone on Facebook with a Facebook ad who looks at one of those pairs of shoes. So let's say that somebody looks at the tan pair on the far left or the black pair second from the left, right? We want to retarget the person who views that exact shoe, right? And we don't want to have to go out and set up 100 different ad campaigns. We want Facebook and Shopify to integrate and to automatically retarget anyone who views any product on our store. And that is the power of dynamic product ads, guys. And we teach you exactly how to set those up to be absolutely huge winners. And guys, probably my biggest secret weapon, a little known piece of software that I've never actually revealed before the webinar today, and it's called www.shopinspect.com. And this literally is my secret weapon. What it does is it goes out there and does all of the hard work for you, right? It can be hard finding profitable products, but this software takes out all of the guesswork, right? It finds little known, massively profitable products, and it does it in a way that everyone's not finding the same thing, right? What it does is it locates best selling, what I like to call diamond in the rough products. And diamonds in the rough products means that you catch these products before they actually become known to everyone. You find these products before the rest of the market knows about it, and what it does is it uncovers best-selling international products as well. And it's the easiest software to use. It's literally just a search bar. And so write down www.shopinspect.com. We will actually be able to send an email to you guys with a very special discount code for people who do decide to stay until the end of the webinar, because we want to give you everything. We want to give you everything that you need to be successful. And Shop Inspect is probably my number one secret weapon when it comes to being successful selling on Shopify. And people ask me all the time, is Shopify dropshipping dead? The answer, guys, is an unbelievably resounding no. E-commerce is a 21 trillion, right? 21 trillion with a T, trillion-dollar business. Malls and big box stores are shutting down left and right. We see Sears going under. We see Macy's is closing more stores than ever. Kmart is closing down. Sports Authority is going out of business. There's never been a better time to get into e-commerce than right now. The barriers to entry have never been lower. It's 60 minutes to get a completely live website, right? No experience necessary, no coding. You can actually start to make money in a day sometimes, right? A week sometimes, less than 30 days. It happens all the time, and there's zero product risk because there's no inventory cost, right? You don't buy a product until after you've sold a product. And if you ask me, that's the best business model that's possible, right? There's no risk on your part. You literally only have to buy a product for $10 after you've already sold it for $60, and that's a pretty good freaking deal. And you don't have to deal with any of the terribly, boring, tedious parts about running a brick and mortar business. And most importantly, you don't have any of the traditional expenses that come with running most businesses and pretty much all brick and mortar businesses. But guys, that's just scratching the surface. It's so real, right? This happened for me, and it's just a great way to make money, and it's seriously happening every single day for our students. Because when I get messages from people saying, Kevin, I did it. I quit my 9-to-5 job. I left. I'm done. I'm out. That's one of the most valuable things to me in the world, because at the end of the day, guys, I have enough money. And I don't mean to sound like, a you-know-what, but I have enough money. I've worked incredibly hard. I could retire today if I wanted to. The reason that I'm doing this is not for money. The reason that I'm doing this is to help people, because not too long ago, I felt depressed and anxious, and I honestly and sincerely was not a happy person because of my 9-to-5 job, because I felt trapped, right? I did not see a way out, which is why I dedicated my life to making my students successful. And we are so sure that our methods work that we're going to give you a guarantee that if you follow our exact strategies, right, that we lay out in the masterclass, it's possible for you to get your first sale in 24 hours or less after you finish the course. We're that confident, right? And then if making your first sale in 24 hours sounds good to you, I want you to drop a 100% into the chat right now to Katie. Let's make sure that Katie, isn't bored. Let's make sure that we involve her as well, because I know that she is fired up, and I know that a lot of you are fired up who are messaging her. So let's talk about a few secrets to success on Shopify that I want to give to you guys right now. Secret number one is about finding niches, right? Finding the highly profitable niches and markets and types of products to sell that everyone else is ignoring right now. We're gonna cover that in detail. We figured out some very clever ways, one of which being Shop Inspect. It's a little known tool that is taking the Shopify product research market by storm. It just blows everything else out of the water when it comes to actually identifying the new up and coming super profitable markets before other people do. And it uses artificial intelligence and a lot of very complicated, very advanced algorithms to be able to do that. Let's talk about secret number two, right? Secret number two is what I like to call the drop shipping dartboard method. And this is basically, how to strategically test a ton of different products until you find the right one. Because all it takes, like I said before, all it takes to completely change everything is one winning product. And if you find the right product and you scale your advertising, it can literally change your life. I've seen it happen hundreds and hundreds of times. So let's talk about exactly how that works, right? Because if you're spending $10 a day on ads, let's say you get 10 sales. But then all of a sudden, if you're spending $100 a day on ads, you're getting 100 sales. And if you're making $5 profit on every single one of those sales, then that scales up incredibly quickly. And we've been getting a ton of feedback that the Facebook portion of our Shopify Masterclass is actually better than 99% of Facebook-specific courses out there, right? Courses that are only on Facebook. Just the section on Facebook ads in our Shopify Masterclass is actually better than courses that are actually dedicated 100% to Facebook. But let's get back to the example, right? If you spend $100 a day and you're getting 100 sales at $5 profit each, right, that's $500 profit a day. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was first getting started, $500 profit a day was a massive, massive win for me, and that's happening all the time, right? And using the dropshipping dartboard method is one of the best ways to strategically and formulaically actually go about testing a variety of different products until you find your winning product very, very quickly. So let's get to secret number 3, right? This is how to target irrationally passionate buyers, right? And irrationally is the key word here, guys, because what we want to do is we want to find people who, care so much about what they're selling that they're going to buy it pretty much no matter what the cost is. And we're going to teach you how to do that because some people are more passionate than others, right? People who are buying toothbrushes or toilet paper are not normally super, super passionate about their products. But, when it comes to pet products, people care and are irrationally passionate about their pets. I've sold, luxury pet products, luxury pet food. I sold dog clothing. I sold all different types of things you couldn't even imagine. And it's hard to visualize and picture people spending $80 on a dog jacket that costs $5 to make. But when people love their animals or love people, right, they become irrational. And, we're not necessarily taking advantage of that, but we certainly are profiting with our Shopify stores by giving them exactly the products that they want, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you give someone a product that they want and they choose to buy it from you, you're doing them a service, right? They don't have to buy from you. All we're doing is we're connecting passionate people with the passion, the products that they're passionate about. And guys, I'm constantly looking for the next wildly successful Shopify Ninja student success story. I'm looking for the next person who does what it takes to actually be successful at this, who puts the hard work in and who's making, 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000, or even more than that per day. And like Michaela, who you saw make $9,000 in a single day, who actually borrowed $50 for her first ad to be able to do that, right? And we're going to show you a lot more people who are making even more than that. And it's happening every single day, guys. I know it's hard to believe. I know habits are really hard to change. But the thing is, I could leave the training, right, the webinar right now, and I could go enjoy the rest of my day. I've already put the work in myself, to be successful with e-commerce. This is already working for me. This is not about me. This is about you. And if you leave and you don't take any action now, you might think, you've learned some cool stuff. And my guess is that tomorrow morning, you're going to be slipped back into your normal routines. And am I right when I say that, right? You would just do what you've always done. And that's what most people do. And because I actually care about you and I care about making real, lasting change in your life, I want to be your coach, right? I want to be your friend. I want to be your mentor. I'm not willing to just let you go back and slide back into those same habits unless you slide back into that 9 to 5, right? I'm going to make sure that you are successful by breaking those habits. And if you want real, lasting change, you need repeated exposure to our exact blueprint that so many other students in the past have proven successful. And let's just look at a few of them. Right, we see Sasha right here. He says, I always wanted to post something like this. After being online since 5 days, I made my very first sale. And he said that my course helped him do that. Or we see Corey, who made $327, or Jose, who made $200 consistently. Or we see Alex, who's dabbled in e-commerce. He made $92.36, right? And he's only been live. His store had only been live, he said, for 4 days. Right? Or we see Steve right here, who said, well, England lost the World Cup semifinal, but I just had my first $1,000 day, and it's not even 5 p.m. yet. Or we see Ian, who made $4,000. Or we see Jeffrey right here, who made, $3,000 in month 5 in only 24 hours, right? He made $3,000. Or we see Risto, who said he just hit his 1,000th order, right? And you see that in just 1 month, he sold over $26,000 worth of products. Or Mauricio, right, who said, I would say the best notification to get after, of course, the YouTube one from Kevin David uploading a new video is from Shopify. And you see that he had $1,500 in sales just that 1 week. And he's talking about getting the notifications from Shopify. And I totally remember how exciting those first ones were. And pretty much everyone after that. Or Mauricio, just 1 month into the Shopify Masterclass, says, quote unquote, that it has changed his life. And he says that I'm truly an amazing teacher and such a boss. Thanks, Mauricio. Had my first sale a couple days ago for $264. I finished that day with $821, and as of today, I've sold $1.2 thousand. I truly recommend everyone to take his course. He's extremely transparent, and you will make your money back in a week, right? That's an amazing piece of feedback, so shout out to Mauricio. Or Kayo, on her first day, made $150 and says, thank you, Kevin David. And so it's really important to understand the old model versus the new model, right? And so what is the old model? The old model is exchanging your time for money, like we talked about at the beginning, right? Going to a job, getting paid $10 an hour, $20 an hour, $50 an hour, it doesn't matter, right? Literally exchanging your life force, your time on this earth for money. $1 for 1 hour, $1 for 1 second, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's a direct exchange of 1 hour of your life for X amount of dollars. And salary, guys, is even worse. Don't get me started on salary, because getting a salary basically means that you're making even less. When I was an intern working as an accountant, right, I was actually getting paid more than when I got quote unquote promoted to my salary position, right? Because I was working 60, 80 hours a week and I was getting paid a ton of overtime. But when I went into the salary, right, I was working the same amount and actually getting paid significantly less, right? And then that's the old model. The new model is creating an equitable, scalable business where there's no direct exchange of your time for money. And this means, guys, that you're earning money while you're sleeping. You're earning money while you're on an airplane with no internet. You're earning money when you're hungover after a night out, right? You're earning money 100% of the time, no matter whether or not you're directly exchanging your time for that money. You don't have to go anywhere specifically. You don't have to be at work, right? You don't have to sit in a commute. This means that you're going to reinvest into your business for years to come, and you're going to watch how your income starts to increase in direct proportion to your hard work. And this is actually an important point that not everyone understands right away, because when I was working as an accountant, back in my corporate job, I used to see people get promoted who were working so much less than me, right? Working way less hours, not working as hard, not working as smart, not getting as much done, right? But they would get promoted because of one thing, because of politics, right? Because of bureaucracy. They would suck up to the bosses, maybe they liked them more, and they would get promoted. But the beautiful thing about the new model is that you earn exactly as much as how hard and how smart that you work, right? There's no bureaucracy, there's no politics. You literally get out what you put in. And it is not normal working 40 to 80 hour weeks ever, right? And I seriously mean ever. Society has done such an incredible job of convincing us that it's normal to work 40, 80 hour weeks at a job you don't like, that you don't care about, that you're not passionate about. And that is the farthest thing from being normal ever, guys. And I'm going to teach you how, if it's the last thing that I do on this earth, I'm going to teach you how it's possible to actually do what you want, do what you love, and do it and actually be free. Because I want you guys to imagine, right? Close your eyes and imagine. I know most people on the webinar right now are not going to do this, but like everything in life, guys, you get out what you put in. So I want you guys to close your eyes for just 1 second and imagine what your life would be like if you were making a ton of sales on Shopify and you never had to worry about money or bills again. Seriously, just you were living your life happily and you were never thinking about money again. There was no more money troubles. The only time you ever think about money is when you're thinking about the next car that you're going to buy or the next vacation that you're going to take. And I want you to imagine that you're making more than your 9-to-5 job every single month, working your own schedule, being your own boss. And you never had to worry again about showing up to work late. You never had to sit through another 90-minute commute in traffic. You never had to be at work or on a work call while your son or daughter or, parents or brother or wife or husband had something to do and you wanted to be there, but you had to be at work instead. Imagine what your life would be like if you never had to deal with any of the things that come with a normal 9-to-5 lifestyle. You never had to worry about getting sales because you knew how to scale your business in an automated way. Because I used to imagine that every second and every minute and every day I wasted in my cubicle until finally I did what was necessary to make what I was imagining come true. And so let's have a little question time. Would you rather let your money make 1.5%, right, return on investment, or even less, sitting in your bank account, just sitting in your savings account, or would you rather spend that money to get a 40%, 50%, 60% return on your investment? I know it's a very obvious question, guys, but it isn't actually that obvious when it comes down to spending that money before you make that money back. Dropshipping makes that so easy because there's no upfront costs. All the costs incurred just are setting up your store and advertising. Once you get those ads set up and you can scale them up, it's truly a thing of beauty. Watching the simplest click of a button scale your profit from $50 a day to $100 a day when you double your ad spend. And what is the one thing that actually makes people take risk necessary to change their lives forever? I'm gonna let you think about that for a second because it's not actually as obvious as you might think, but it truly does make sense. And there's one thing, and I actually learned this from Tony Robbins, that makes people take the risk necessary to change their lives, and that is certainty. And while nothing is truly certain in the world, it's not 100% fact scientifically or mathematically that the sun is going to rise every morning, but there's definitely a very high chance that it will. But again, we can't be 100% certain. We can be close. That is what we're trying to do by teaching you guys that it's possible. We've done it with hundreds and now thousands of students that have done this exact same thing. It is possible to do this. All you need is a little bit of confidence, which is what I'm going to dedicate my life to showing you that it's possible to do. So what is the single biggest factor that I attribute to my success? Guys, it's easy, right? It's mindset. It truly is mindset. I'm a tester. I'm a tinkerer. I will never give up. And if you think to yourself, well, if this fails, then I can just always go back to my 9-to-5 day job, then you're going to fail. And I don't mean to be harsh when I say that, but when I became an entrepreneur, there was no backup plan, right? I would have rather died than go back to working 80-hour weeks as an accountant, and I actually mean that, right? There was no backup plan for me. There was no option of failure. The only option in my brain, and I believe this, and I believe it now 100%, was that I had to figure out how to make it work. And I would do anything to make that happen. If it took 100 different products to test, if it took 1,000 products, then I would do it. If it took 10,000 products, I would have tested 10,000 different products because the alternative was that I had to go back to that job that I hated, right? Going back to that 9-to-5 corporate slavery drone work with the same tedious, monotonous, tasks every single day. And, I just couldn't do it. There was no option in my mind that failure was even a possibility, right? And that is how I made it a success. That is how I made it work because there was no other option than for it to work. And I just want you to think about that for a second. How would it change your life if you made an extra $20,000 a month from home? And I know that might sound crazy to you right now, but it is possible. It is happening every single day. And the only difference, and I know this because I've lived it, the only difference between people who make it work and people who quit their jobs and fire their boss and go anywhere in the world working from their laptops, making thousands of dollars per day, and people who don't are the people who take action, right? That's the only difference. That is all there is to it. There are people who take action, right, who take the steps they need to change their lives, and there are people who are just going to procrastinate forever and never do what's necessary to get the life that they've always wanted. So how would you like to work directly with me to make that happen and get the help that to ensure that you actually crush it on your very first product in your very first Shopify store and every single future product that you actually bring into your store? So if you want to work with me and start crushing it on Shopify, what I want you to do right now is send a message to the chat to Katie that says, heck yes. Right? We're going to keep it PG, so that says, heck yes, and that is what I'm offering, guys, right now, because I created the most beautiful, family-oriented, literally, it feels like a family, private group only for my students, and I'm in there every single day, helping people with product research, helping people with what niche they should go after, helping people with setting up their store, right? Helping people with their Facebook campaigns, because it's what I truly love to do, and I see about 1 million heck yeses coming into the chat right now, so you guys are obviously excited, and I'm excited. Let's do this. Let's talk about what you're going to get if you decide to join the Shopify Ninja Masterclass family today. You're going to get proven ninja product strategies. This is a huge value. We're going to talk about how to show you how to find products that are going to make you $100 a day, right? $500 a day, $1,000 a day. And when one day of your sales pays for the entire course or whatever it is, right, pays for the entire value of just this one module, that's a beautiful thing. We're going to explain the 95% rule, and we're going to go super in-depth on this. What is actually the difference that separates 7-figure sellers, right, $1 million sellers, and everyone else? There's nothing high level in this course, guys. Not one thing. We're going to go into the trenches. We're going to watch over my shoulder as I share my screen from the very start to the very end, A to Z, so that somebody who's never even used a computer in their life would be able to follow this, right? People with no experience, no technical skill, they've never sold something in their lives, would be able to do this. And we're going to show you how to do exactly that. We're also going to talk about the traffic explosion blueprint, right? That gives you unlimited customers. This is exact Facebook advertising strategy, the exact Instagram strategy, Snapchat, ManyChat, right? Advertising templates that we use for our Shopify stores that just simply work. You don't have to do any of the testing. You can literally basically just copy and paste what we're doing, and it's going to work for you. And we're going to teach you exactly how to set this stuff up, guys. This is advanced stuff. This is not for everyone. This is for the people who are very serious about their business and who are very serious about actually making this work and really being able to quit their jobs and work from anywhere they want to work from in the world. And you're going to get private mentoring inside of our exclusive student Facebook group where I'm active every single day in the group, and we have formed what is seriously the best, most close-knit family community of Shopify sellers that I've ever seen. And trust me, guys, I'm part of every group out there. None of them are like this. But we're not done there. You guys know me, and I always like to over-deliver. You know, everybody loves a good bonus, and we're going to give you some of the best bonuses available anywhere today if you decide to actually join the family. And so I've taken all the Shopify courses out there, and you know, none of them compare or even come close to what we're going to give you if you decide to join today. So the first bonus is access to what I like to call the secret list of trending niches for this coming year, guys. And I made this from scratch. I've done exhaustive research over the past years, and I've taken very detailed notes as to what's been a trend of the past, and more importantly, why it was a trend. Because if you understand why things of the past were trends, you can understand how to identify the next trend. And I'm going to give it all to you with my commentary, notes about each one, right? And this is not just some random copy and pasted list. This is every single one of these I handpicked myself, wrote a note about. We're going to go through and talk about each and every one of these, so you can figure out for yourself whether or not you want to pursue one of these, or whether or not you want to, find one of your own trends using some of the same methodologies. And guys, this is a $497 value by itself. We've sold this list literally for $497 just by itself. And this bonus is only going to be for the first 30 people who decide to sign up today. I just want to really reward the people who are going to take that first step, right? Who are going to invest in themselves and who want to join the Shopify Ninja family today. Again, the 31st person on today's webinar will not have access to this bonus, unfortunately, because I want to show some love for the people who are actually ready to take real action to change their future. So bonus number 2, right? Bonus number 2 is an incredible value. This is literally my word for word, step-by-step, A to Z tutorial on how to add a ton of passive income by using, just made-to-order t-shirts. Everyone in the world, right, 7 billion people for the most part, wear a t-shirt. So for those of you who don't know, right, made-to-order basically means that these products are only ever made after you get a sale, right? Again, no inventory cost. And T-Launch makes this incredibly easy. All you have to do is upload your own designs. Everyone has a fun design for a shirt, right? We're going to show you exactly how to identify what designs are going to sell, how to identify new and upcoming trends, how to take advantage of what's happening in the world, right? Big world news, how to leverage mass media for your own t-shirt sales. This is one of the best ways that I've ever identified for adding an additional passive income stream to your business. Everyone has an idea for a t-shirt, right? But you're actually going to be able to make money from your ideas for a t-shirt. And you could have a completely separate Shopify business. You could add a made-to-order t-shirt, right? You could add a made-to-order jacket. You could add made-to-order tank tops, coffee mugs, all types of things to your store just as a complimentary section and a collection of novelty items, right, for your t-shirts related to whatever you're selling. And it's going to get you those additional sales. It's going to add cart value. It's going to add additional cart value, which is so important, like we talked about earlier on in the training. Because one of the strategies that we like to use, guys, is we give people free shipping, but only if they have $50 worth of products in their cart. And this is a beautiful thing, because if people only want one item that maybe costs $20, $30, it's very easy for a customer out there to add a $19.95 shirt to their cart just so they qualify for free shipping. And we're going to teach you exactly how to do that and add $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 or more additional revenue stream completely passively to your Shopify dropshipping business. And we've sold this bonus by itself to many people in the past for $99. $997 just by itself, right, as a standalone training, and we're going to give it to you guys for free, right? And we're only going to do this for the first 20 people who actually decided to invest in themselves and join the Shopify Ninja family today. The 21st person, again, I'm sorry, will not have access, but we want to give back, right? We want to really reward the true action takers out there, the hustlers that are actually going to make this work, because the more people who make this work, the stronger our Ninja family becomes, and the more, people down the line that we can actually help be free from corporate slavery. So let's talk about bonus number 3. This is going to be the first time ever that I give an exact tutorial of how I made $153,000 in 7 days using a software platform called ClickFunnels. And if you guys don't know what ClickFunnels is, you need to, right? It's a huge up-and-coming software. It was recently valuated at over $100 million, and it's just over 3 years old. It's one of the most exciting e-commerce softwares that's come out in years, and we're going to give you a fully built sales funnel, right? Literally copy and paste, plug and play, 100% ready to go. And all you have to do is put in your own product data, your own pictures, and boom, you have a live, fully functional e-commerce sales funnel, in under an hour. And this is my secret weapon, guys. I've never revealed this before. I'm only revealing it on this webinar for today. ClickFunnels is my secret weapon. This is how I really transformed my Shopify business from something that was passive to something that was very real. And ClickFunnels makes all the difference. It's called a funnel for a reason. It literally funnels your customers from one step to the next until they finally purchase. And it just plain works, right? That's why it's ClickFunnels. That's why it's been able to grow at such an astonishing rate, right? And we're going to give you a fully built funnel from top to bottom. All you have to do is plug and play. And we've sold this funnel just by itself with no training, just no tutorials, no setup. Literally, we've sold this funnel many, many times for $1,497 just for the funnel itself. And we're going to give it to you 100% with an exact step-by-step directional tutorial, right? No steps skipped on how to implement this in any niche, any product, right? Any business. We're going to show you exactly how to drive your profits to go absolutely crazy with ClickFunnels. And guys, this is only going to be for the first 10 people. This is the most exclusive bonus, right? This is the final bonus. This is really the one that's going to make the biggest difference in your Shopify store. That's why we say for last. And the 11th person, unfortunately, is not going to have access to the fully built ClickFunnels sales funnel that made me over $150,000 in just 7 days. The first 10 people who do decide to join the Ninja family today, right? I can't wait to have you guys. We love adding new people who are really ready to invest in their futures and who are really ready to put in the hard work that it takes to become financially free forever. And as promised, guys, from the very beginning, I told you I was going to reveal a real product that we sell that makes us $10,000 per month. And you might laugh, right? These are funny little products, but you really never know what works until you start to sell them, because everyone has their own likes, right? Everyone likes their own little products. You like your own little things. It's just very hard to understand what all of the other hundreds of thousands and millions of people in the USA and in the world are actually liking as well. And these are called enamel pins, right? They sell like crazy during the holidays, especially if you're selling, holiday specific pins. And we're going to show you exactly how to replicate the success that we had with enamel pins, right? There's no upfront cost. There's no overhead costs. You don't have to pay for a warehouse. You don't have to ship anything yourself, right? You don't have to do any boxing. You don't have to do any of the work yourself except for connect the buyer and the seller. And you don't need any experience or any technical skill to actually do that. And so let's talk about exactly what you're going to get if you decide to join the Ninja family today. You're going to get the proven Ninja product research strategies, right? These are the exact strategies that me and my team use to find home run products that have zero guesswork and sell like crazy. Again, a $997 value. We've sold just that one piece for just that much. We're going to talk about the 95% rule. This is what separates 7-figure sellers from everyone else. We're going to talk about that 5% that you need to focus on, right? The real value-added stuff that's going to get you to where you want to go. And we're going to talk about the traffic explosion blueprint for unlimited customers, who are going to be crazily passionate about buying off your store and coming back and continuing to buy from you for many, many months or years to come. And you're also going to get mentoring from me and my team and the amazing Shopify and Ninja family that we've created, in our private student community and our family. I don't like calling it a Facebook group, because really it's a Facebook family where people are literally helping each other every single day, all day. People are that are in the exact same place as you are. People who are just getting started. Some people who are making, $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day. Some people are making even more than that, right? And we have a community that you can lean on each other when you have questions or if you need help. And it's one of the biggest ways that you're going to ensure your success. And if you decide to join right now, right, you're going to get access to bonus number 1, which is our trending niches master list, right? You're going to get access to bonus number 2, which is the $1 billion t-shirt market hacks. And you're also going to get bonus number 3. And guys, that's a total value of $7,978. And before the webinar ends, I want to ask you just one very serious question. If all this training did is allow you to have more time to spend with your friends and with your family and your loved ones and your kids and be able to travel to those places you've always wanted to go, right, and do exactly what you want to do every single day without having to listen to any boss or go to any cubicle or be in any dingy conference room ever again in your life, would it be worth it? And guys, if you know me, you know that I could probably talk about my students all day, but it gets boring hearing me talk about my students, right? I want to show you a real person that this has actually worked for. We're just going to watch 30 seconds of this. I want you guys to hear from a real student of mine who quit his job as a software engineer to pursue e-commerce full-time. Let's take a listen.
Hey guys, I'm Steven Schlesser. I was previously working a software development job that was good money that I sort of enjoyed doing, but it was kind of draining, and I was looking for a way out, a way to depend on myself and really have my own dream. And I ran across Kevin's videos on YouTube, and they were some of the most helpful content I personally ran across. One of the best things about the whole experience working with Kevin has been the private Facebook groups online. It's a totally different experience than the public ones. It really does feel like a family. Everybody's really motivated and striving to be successful, and it really, really creates a positive energy and momentum. It makes you feel like you're not alone in a process that can be really scary.
Hi, I am Liz, and I am here to talk about Kevin David, who is one of the most awesome people I've ever met. I used to be a teacher.
And so we're not going to watch all of those guys. I mean, I could watch those all day, but I don't want to bore you with all of that stuff. Really the point of that is just to show you that there's real people who are making this happen every single day, guys. And we have a 14-day money-back guarantee. So you can try the course completely risk-free, right? Do the work, and if it doesn't work for you, we will give you your money back. And it's as simple as that, right? That is our philosophy. That is the philosophy that I'll always live by, because I want to actually enable people to have all of the resources they need, right, to invest in themselves and to change their lives. And I don't want to be like everyone else where you just sign up and you have no idea what you're going to actually get. I want to show you guys inside of the actual course so you know exactly what you're going to get, because I want to make sure that you know how detailed and how step-by-step that this truly is. This is Module 1, guys, an entire module about how to find hugely profitable products to drop ship on Shopify. You can see we go through AliExpress Mastery, a bunch of hacks, right, the only paid apps you need. I try to keep all the paid apps to a minimum, right, so you don't have to spend any more money except for the absolute necessities. We talk about how to find trending product, creative, weird product research, right, how to use Amazon to find home run products to drop ship on Shopify in ways that nobody else is talking about. And that's just Module 1, guys, everything in there. Then there's Module 2, teaches you all about how to find world-class dropshipping suppliers, right? And then we talk about how to optimize your store. There's 5 videos in here. What is there? 10 videos, like almost 15 or more videos. And you also get resources, right? And resources are everything that you need to be successful. We actually go through and show you real PDFs that walk you through every single part of this. And then we talk about the marketing explosion. All the time, guys, I hear that the marketing explosion, right, our section on Facebook ads and how to run paid traffic to your Shopify store should be its own individual course. That is how detailed this really is, right? You see like 5, 10, 15, probably 20 videos just in this one module. People tell me all the time that this should be a course specifically on Facebook ads. That is how detailed this is. We talk about Instagram. We talk about email marketing. We talk about everything. And then we have an entire module on how to actually scale, right? How to interpret your analytics. Everything that you possibly need to be successful. And look at how detailed this is. Every single one of these is a video, right? There's no fluff. There's nothing that you don't need. Every single thing that you need as a complete beginner, A to Z, is inside of this membership area, and this is what you're going to get, guys. I want to take out all of the risk for you. There's no risk this is going to be, just 2 videos or some, just some basic thing that you don't really want to have access to. This is everything you need to be successful. And we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students who joined and who've proven that through a ton of success with their own Shopify stores. And I want to show you guys just one more thing, right? This is our private Facebook group. And you see right here that there's over 1,800 people, right? 1,826 members as of now. 1,800 people who could have refunded in the first 14 days, but chose not to, right? And now why do you think that is? And if you're here, you're obviously an intelligent person. It's obvious, right? It's because they made it work. It's because they started making money selling on Shopify, and it's as simple as that. Guys, and who here has ever heard of the Pareto principle, right? The 80-20 rule. It basically means that 20% of what you do and focus on gives you 80% of the results. And trust me, I know exactly how this works because I've failed at over 20 businesses. I know what works and I know what doesn't work. People see me now and they